What's up, Addicts? We're doing it live today, and I'm Michael.
And I'm Josh.
And today we're bringing you a Danmachi video.
Because you guys requested it, we saw the views, we saw the comments, and we're back.
If this gets no views, I'll make sure to view it personally so it can at least get up to 10. I don't ever do that. Anyway.
Destroy that like button.
Destroy that like button. So, today we're doing a pick one ability / magic, or ability and magic if you want to have, to be specific.
Yeah.
We're talking about all the characters in the show. And
you mix and match, too.
Mix and match. And, in addition to that, we are going to start, it's like you start level 1, this is your base, and you have, let's say, you have those skills intrinsically, or you earn the magic when you level up to level 2, and we'll get to see who can make the strongest character.
Yeah, so...
This includes characters from the side story and the main anime.
Yeah, which...
There aren't
technically different. But anyway, yeah. I guess we'll go through and pick abilities first. So
we have a huge list here.
We do have a huge list. I mean, just out of the character, just listing off the characters that we do have listed here is Belle, of course, Welf, Mikado, Hiraheim, Ween, Fells, Eyes, Otter, Lephelia, Finn. I think I butchered that because there's no L at the end of Lephelia, but whatever. And then we don't know the guy's name, but he's a dwarf in Loki Familia. Lily and Dix.
Okay. So what's your choice? Because I haven't decided yet.
Wow, you're going to spring it right on me. Okay, so looking at the things...
I'll look at your logic. What's your logic here?
Well, okay, I'm just going to go through and maybe just describe each one. Or not describe, but just kind of go through my feelings. Okay, so Bell, he's got a lot of abilities, right? I mean, he's got Resist God, which would come in handy, especially since we're men.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter.
And then he's got the Fast Growth, which is, super helpful. You got Wealth, which the Crows Magic Swords are but I don't know if I could make swords.
You don't like blacksmithing?
No, I do love blacksmithing. I just don't. It's like one of those things where I'd love to do it, but I don't think I'm good at it. So I don't know. I'd probably just be like, I got this cool ability, but it's worthless because I don't know how to do it.
I can't make swords.
So I know definitely which one I'm not going to pick is Mikado's Gravity Magic because that's awful.
That's
god-awful.
That's underpowered.
It's very underpowered. I think Hiraheim's level boost would actually be worthwhile if you could cast it on yourself, but since you can't...
She can cast it on herself.
We haven't seen that yet, so it's not canon yet.
But people assume that she has the ability to, because when she's in that
I would
fight,
assume so.
Anyway, so for the context of this argument, she can cast it on herself.
Oh, alright. You're going to break canon for us. Alright.
It's not... Whatever.
It's canon. It's unconfirmed.
It's canon. Check the wiki, but please don't, because it has the Japanese novels on there.
Yeah, don't comment it in our
Don't comment.
Don't
comment on our video at all, please.
That's not what I meant. Anyway, Ween, she's got some cool stuff, but it's kind of hazardous. It's kind of hazardous to herself.
I don't know if Berserker mode is...
Plus, I don't really want a jewel in my head that everybody wants to go after,
Yeah.
So I'm not going to really pick that. Phil's has got some cool stuff. I think his are probably the most OP for a level 1 because, they're he's got gadgets and stuff like that.
Shockwaves are pretty cool, too.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to go on too long, but I think I'm just going to pick Belle's Fast Growth ability, mainly just because, it can, in time, it can overcome all of the other ones. Because my reasoning for this is, yes, I know a lot of people are probably going to say, well, what about Eyes' Wind Magic? It wrecks everything. Well, if you've watched, the side anime, The Sword Arterio, I'm butchering that name, but anyway, we're going to go with that. We see Eyes when she's level 4. No, level 5.
Yeah.
When she's level 5. And she's fighting somebody that is technically a level 6. And she actually gets wrecked even using the wind magic. And so now, granted, she's level 6 now, so it's considerably more powerful. But I would assume that if somebody like Otter went up against her, she would still get wrecked because she couldn't hold a candle to somebody else that was a level above her, even with her OP magic. So
I would say it's a late game skill.
Yeah. So that's why I would pick Belle's because I'm a planner. I like to plan for the future, and I also like the idea of eventually being able to wreck my foes.
So you're looking at basically what your decision is, a little less powerful early game for a really powerful late game.
Yeah, but this is just my ability. I can make it up for it in my magic.
Yeah, so we'll look at that for your magic. But, so is Crozo Magic Swords an ability or a magic?
I think that's an ability. Because he has to make those.
So
he just has the skill.
I follow the same train of thought what Josh was talking about with the wind magic, but So that's not what I'm going to pick. I'm really trying to decide between level boost and Crozo magic swords. So the thing about...
Is that technically magic? I guess that's technically magic.
Yeah.
Not like ability.
It's like a... Anyway.
You go at your own pace.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll put it in this section. Yeah, it is our video. So level boost is like the opposite. I would say it's the opposite of Belle's ability in a sense because it's really strong. Okay, many adventurers can die early game from doing stupid stuff, like going a floor too deep in the dungeon, or for example, just getting like Belle had, getting a Minotaur on the 5th floor and just getting wrecked, and having someone to save you. And it's really hard when you're level 1 to get into a Familia.
Yeah.
So you'd have to be without support for quite a while as well. But if you had level boost, there's some problems with it because it's a unique skill that people will want to harness and kill you. So that sucks. That's one element that's a downside. But the good side is you're level 2 from day 1, so you can get in a Familiar and get to that support at the beginning. And if you can get with someone like the Loki Familia or even the Freya Familia, they should be able to protect you so that... I mean, yes, you probably would get exploited a little bit, but that pretty much happens to every adventurer.
I don't think you're... So you're saying is you would take power over stamina, because with her ability, you get kind of like a hive for a little bit, to where you're like on PCP, basically. You're just wrecking everything for like 30 minutes to like a couple hours.
Yeah, and it's not canon, but I would assume that something about the ability would grow as they get a higher level. I'm not saying that I would have a level 2 level, like, 2 levels of boost.
Yeah.
But I would assume the duration gets longer.
Yeah.
So that's my assumption with that. So maybe by the time I'm level 6, I have the level boost on almost all the time when I'm in battle, or for like 15 minutes, something like that. So I am going to have to make back some of those considerations when I talk about my magic, but that would be my ability.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess that leaves on to magic, which, man, there's so many options for magic, but it's too good. I don't think I can't pick Argonaut, just because it takes too long to cast. It's like one of those things. Yeah, it is really clunky. It's not really refined very well. I think, for me, like Firebolt is really cool, right? Because it's, you can cast it a lot. You can cast it really fast because he's got the swift activation thing. But I don't think I can pick it just because it's not very powerful. And I think I would need something that counteracts my, in the beginning I would need something very strong. And so...
Oh, just for point of reference, when we were talking about Liza's wind magic, it's kind of like an innate skill that she is well, I don't know if I can say that because it's kind of a spoiler. These are spoilers. Okay, she is a kind of a wind spirit from what we've gotten from the side story or something to that extent, so it is kind of an innate ability more than like a magic. So we're talking about like her manifestation of wind powers.
But she still has to use mana to activate.
Yeah, so anyway, it is kind of a magic, but that's why we put it in the skill category. So anyway, continue. You can pick that if you want, even though I just prefaced that it's a skill.
Honestly, I think you know what I'm going to do? I think this will shock a lot of people, but I think I'm going to pick the shape-shifting for Lily. Yeah,
that is shocking.
Because, well, hear me out, right? So, like, we do know that the whole reason why they wanted her so bad, the Soma Familia, was because they were going to make a profit off her by disguising herself as a Xeno to get close to him. So, if I'm a low level and I need some, like, help, I could just disguise myself as a monster and just be like, "What's up, Xenos? I'm with you." I can play both fields. I could be a Xeno and I could be part of a Familia. Plus, if I'm starving, right? If I'm not in Familia and I'm starving, right? I could just show up as somebody else and just be like, "Yeah, I'm just here for my dinner. Take it, walk out." Plus, I think it's really helpful because it'd just be fun, being sneaky, because you can not only throw off people by impersonating them, but you can get a lot of stuff. Like, for instance, I could go in, like, if I turned into, like, Hestia, I could go in and get the knife for, like, 1 million balance and be like, "Yeah, just put it on my tab," and then just walk out with a brand new knife.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is somewhat problematic when you rob the most important familias. They'll probably come after you and try to kill you. Yeah. But if you kept it under wraps, it is really, I like that magic choice. So for me, it really comes down to non-gravity magics. Magic's garbage. Firebolt is pretty good. I like Fell's Shockwave so I have a really strong early game, and I feel like I'm going to not be a magician, I'm going to be a fighter. Similar to like how like Otter or some of the other fighters are, maybe Dwarf Guy. Bare knuckle fighting, yeah. So I think Shockwave is something that kind of helps me because it at least pushes people away so I can run away or do what I have to do. Or if I'm fighting, 100 people, I can Shockwave and then pull out my sword. You kind of see how Fells used it in, I think it's Volume 10 in his fights. So I would probably pick that. Honorable mention would be Welf's ability, but I feel like I'm not going to be a magic-dependent adventurer, so I think Shockwave would be good enough to at least, disengage from situations.
I think in this world, unless you had some kind of thing where you could concurrent cast or, like Bell where you just had to say the spell name, unless you had something like that, magic is kind of a disadvantage because, yes, your attacks are really powerful, but you take a long time to activate them. And so if you're by yourself, like soloing stuff, that's not going to work very well for you. Like, it's really good as a support, but that was one of the reasons why I just didn't pick, like, Wells, because his magic's pretty cool, but let's be honest here. If you pick Firebolt, the only reason why you pick that ability is so you can say Firebolt!
Yeah. So. And technically I think Shockwave is similarly not that long of a cast time as well.
Well, his Shockwave is, like, if I remember right, they say, like, he operates that through his gloves. Like, his gloves are the ones, so he has, like, unlimited, basically. And he doesn't have to cast. Yeah. Which is pretty cool, because you always see him and he has to put his, like, fist together. So.
Yeah, I think I think that both of those are good choices. I think we have different approaches, and we really discounted magic for those people who like magic in the show. It's like, we don't think it's that. I think the skill is way more important than magic, though. Yeah.
Well, and also, it's like, let's just keep this. I'm just going to put this out here. So, like, when I play games and stuff, I always try to go magic caster, because I think that's the coolest. So, me saying, like, this for that, you have to watch out for. Yeah, it means something. Take my strategy. But yeah, I think in review, right? This is kind of biased a little bit, but looking at both of our characters from the start, I think my ability is probably better than yours, but you beat me on magic in terms of like a fight. So, but we're like opposites. So if we like tag together, we do pretty well.
I think I could kill you up until probably level 4.
Yeah, and then I'd wreck you.
And then, I don't say you'd wreck me, because I could run away with Shockwave. But you definitely would have an advantage. And you could also shapeshift into someone I love and kill me.
Yeah.
So, thinking of that.
Like, hey man, what's up?
I guess I can never really trust anyone. So, the answer is, we should be friends, and I should not try to kill you when you're low level.
Or I could just
do if I fail, you kill me.
Or I could just do like Lily Strat. I just, I meet you for the very first time as a different race. And like a different person, and then you'll just never know that it's me. Yeah.
So, in conclusion, I think us as a party would be the strongest familiar. I don't think we need anyone else.
Yeah.
So I think we have some good choices, and I like the kind of we could be a 2-member party and kind of complement each other. And if you wanted level boost, I'd give it to you, but not all the time.
That would work really well. I wonder what level boost would do for shapeshifting. Just make it more realistic,
or maybe you could like hold items or something. Because you could like create items.
That would be pretty cool.
I don't know.
It's an interesting idea.
I think that's pretty much the end of the video.
Yeah.
This has been another speculation and discussion regarding Danmachi.
Just a different kind of video.
Different kind of video, yeah. We would come up with the series title, but
it's yeah. I'd have to think about that.
Yeah, I can't think about that later. But yeah, we have a bunch of anime content coming out with the new season. We have some episode-by-episode reviews coming out. We have a bunch of other analysis, light novels. We have comic books. We got the website. We got a bunch of series coming up as well. So if you enjoy this kind of content, stay tuned, and we'll have some links in the description for you guys for our website and podcasts and other appropriate links.
Because it is October, so it is
spooky month.
is spooky month, and it's like the month of like books and games for us.
Yeah, Red Dead. We have some playthroughs on this channel.
We do. I actually have one that's recorded. I already have like 5 parts recorded, so I need to upload those. But
yeah, get ready for 4 videos a day. But anyway,
Pretty much.
peace, addicts, and we'll see you around next time.